Cardi B just shook the internet. Live on national TV, she revealed she's pregnant with her fourth child. But this time, it's not Offset's. It's with NFL star Stefon Diggs, the man she confirmed dating just months ago. And if that wasn't explosive enough, Offset has already thrown shade, hinting that none of his exes have ever upgraded after him. Now the headlines are everywhere. Cardi B glowing, Diggs celebrating, and Offset looking like he's boiling over with jealousy as his own album rollout collides with the biggest pregnancy news of the year. Is this just petty drama or the start of hip-hop's next all-out war of words? Tonight, we're breaking it all down. Cardi B didn't break the news on Instagram, TikTok, or even through a flashy music video. She chose to go live on CBS Mornings with Gayle King, where she casually dropped the bombshell. She's pregnant with baby number 4, her first child with NFL wide receiver Stefon Diggs. The announcement landed on September 17th, 2025, just 2 days before the release of her long-anticipated new album, Am I the Drama? With a new baby on the way and an album about to dominate charts, Cardi is walking into one of the busiest, most high-stakes moments of her career. She confirmed the baby is due before her Little Miss Drama tour, which kicks off in February 2026. Meaning, she's about to juggle motherhood, an album rollout, and a full arena tour almost simultaneously. Instead of shying away, Cardi leaned into it, calling herself happy, strong, and confident. For fans, the timing was wild. Just 4 months ago, in June, she had confirmed her romance with Stefon Diggs. Now, their relationship already has a major milestone, a baby on the way. This news instantly trended worldwide. But for Offset, her ex-husband and father of her 3 other kids, it wasn't just shocking, it was personal. And his reaction? It didn't take long to hit the airwaves. To understand why this pregnancy announcement hit Offset so hard, you have to rewind through his stormy history with Cardi B. Cardi and Offset first got together in 2017, quickly becoming one of hip-hop's most talked about couples. They secretly married that same year, and by 2018, Cardi gave birth to their first child, Culture Kiari Cephas. 2 years later came their son Wave, followed by their youngest daughter Blossom, born in 2024. But behind the flashy red carpets and chart-topping collabs, their relationship was riddled with drama. Offset faced cheating allegations multiple times, with Cardi even filing for divorce in 2020 before briefly reconciling. Fans labeled them hip-hop's most chaotic power couple, a mix of public passion and private problems. By July 2024, it was official. Cardi filed for divorce again, this time for good. She was candid about wanting peace and stability for herself and her children. Offset, on the other hand, often hinted at regret, posting cryptic messages about family and loyalty. So when Cardi announced her relationship with Stefon Diggs just months later, the internet erupted. For many, this wasn't just Cardi moving on. It was her moving up in a way that threatened Offset's ego. And when the pregnancy became public, Offset didn't stay quiet. Instead, he went on record with words that fans immediately connected to his ex. And that history set the stage perfectly for Offset's next move, a comment that fans instantly read as a bitter shot at Cardi and her new man. Offset didn't mention Cardi B or Stefon Diggs by name, but his words were sharp enough that fans didn't need much imagination. In August 2025, Offset appeared on the Joe Budden podcast when the hosts pressed him about breakups and whether it stings more when a partner cheats up or down. Offset smirked and fired back. Every situation I've ever seen go on, it's like the unseasoned version. I've never seen anybody leave me and then go up after. There's no upgrades here. On the surface, it could have been a generic flex about his worth, but the timing made people think otherwise. Just weeks earlier, Cardi had gone public with her romance with Stefon Diggs, and now she was announcing her first child with him. To many, Offset's "no upgrades" comment read like a direct jab at both Cardi and her new boyfriend. Offset also addressed Cardi's new single, Outside, which fans thought was aimed at him. He admitted he'd heard it long before release, dismissing the idea of being blindsided. He insisted he wasn't turning his own upcoming album, Kiari, into a diss project. That'd be lame, he said, pointing out he has kids to consider. Still, fans weren't buying his restraint. Online, "no upgrades" turned into a trending phrase, plastered across memes and tweets mocking Offset as bitter and jealous. Up next, Offset breaks his silence with a bold claim, insisting there are no upgrades after him, a comment fans instantly tied to Cardi and Stefon. The moment Cardi B's pregnancy news dropped, social media lit up like wildfire. Clips of her casually confirming the baby on CBS Mornings went viral, with fans celebrating her glow and confidence. Hashtags like #Cardi and Stefon and #BabyDrama trended within hours. But Offset's "no upgrades" comment quickly turned the announcement into a cultural debate. On X, formerly Twitter, fans split into camps. Supporters of Cardi flooded timelines with posts about her leveling up with Stefon Diggs, while Offset loyalists defended him, insisting he wasn't bitter but simply stating facts about his status. Memes spread fast, some showing Stefon in NFL highlights with captions like "Upgrade confirmed," others clowning Offset as the jealous ex who can't move on. The media didn't hold back either. Entertainment outlets framed the story as hip-hop's latest soap opera. Cardi B thriving, Offset firing shots, Stefon Diggs staying silent but winning. Talk shows speculated on whether Offset's comments were thinly veiled digs at his ex. Even sports media jumped in, celebrating how an NFL star had become part of one of music's biggest dramas. For Cardi, the moment was almost surreal. Instead of the focus being on her upcoming album, Am I the Drama?, the conversation shifted to Offset's reaction. It was no longer just about a pregnancy. It was about who was winning the breakup. While the internet dissected Offset's comments, Cardi B kept her focus where she wanted it, on her baby and her music. In the CBS Mornings interview, she described feeling strong, safe, and confident as she prepared for her fourth child. Far from retreating, she leaned into the moment, using the news to remind everyone she can handle both motherhood and superstardom at once. Her new album, Am I the Drama?, is dropping just as headlines about her pregnancy dominate feeds. Cardi didn't shy away from the overlap. Instead, she joked that fans need to buy the album so she can afford Pampers and diapers. For her, the humor masked a bigger message. Pregnancy isn't slowing her down. And then there's the tour. The Little Miss Drama Tour is set to launch in February 2026, just months after her due date. It's ambitious, but Cardi seems determined to prove she can balance it all. She's framed the moment as one of power, a new life, a new album, and a new chapter with Stefon Diggs. Meanwhile, she hasn't directly addressed Offset's shade. Her silence on his no upgrades jab speaks volumes, making it clear she doesn't see the need to justify her happiness. In her world, actions and chart numbers will say more than any tweet or podcast ever could. Offset may insist he's not bitter, but his timing couldn't be worse. Just as Cardi B was announcing her pregnancy and gearing up for her album rollout, he was preparing to drop his own solo project, Kiari. Instead of excitement for his music, the headlines focused on his comments, turning what could have been a career highlight into a narrative about jealousy. Industry insiders note that this kind of overlap can be devastating. Cardi's news has mainstream reach, television, fashion magazines, sports media through Stefon Diggs, while Offset's project risks being drowned out by gossip about his ex. His no upgrades remark, whether intentional shade or not, only amplified that imbalance. If Offset channels his emotions into his album, it could work in his favor. Fans are always drawn to raw honesty, and music rooted in real drama can resonate. But if the songs come off as petty digs at Cardi or Stefon, the backlash could outweigh any streaming boost. There's also the long-term risk, being cemented as the jealous ex in hip-hop's history books. Cardi has successfully pivoted her image into empowerment, motherhood, and artistry. Stefon Diggs brings athletic prestige into the mix. Offset, he risks being remembered less for his lyrics and more for losing the narrative. For him, the next few months are critical. His words and his music will determine if he rises above the drama or if he gets left behind by it. Whenever celebrity drama goes viral, the lines between fact and rumor blur fast. With this story, it's important to separate what's verified from what fans are filling in. Here's what we know for sure. Cardi B announced her pregnancy on CBS Mornings on September 17th, 2025. This will be her fourth child overall, and her first with Stefon Diggs. Cardi shares 3 children with Offset, her ex-husband. Offset appeared on the Joe Budden podcast weeks earlier, saying he's never seen an ex upgrade after him. He has a solo album, Kiari, set to release. Here's what's speculative. Offset never said Cardi or Stefon's name in his podcast comments. The link to them is fan interpretation, not confirmation. Cardi's song Outside is widely believed to be aimed at Offset, but she's never officially confirmed that. Whether Offset is actually raging behind the scenes is unknown. What we see is filtered through interviews, podcasts, and social media reactions. Stefon Diggs has not publicly responded to Offset's comments, leaving his side of the story a mystery. In short, the facts set the stage, but the internet filled in the gaps with memes, theories, and narratives. And in the celebrity world, perception often overshadows reality. Coming up, beyond the headlines and the shade, what's fact, what's rumor, and how much of this drama is really confirmed? What makes this story explode beyond a simple celebrity breakup is how it taps into a bigger cultural pattern. In hip-hop, R&B, and pop culture, personal drama often becomes part of the brand. From Jay-Z and Beyonce turning infidelity into Lemonade and 444, to Kanye West airing out breakups in albums and interviews. Fans expect stars to turn heartbreak into content. For Cardi B, the pregnancy and her new chapter with Stefon Diggs frame her as moving forward, thriving both personally and professionally. Her album title, Am I the Drama, almost feels prophetic, embracing the chaos and turning it into fuel for her career. Offset, meanwhile, risks being cast in the opposite role, the ex who can't stop talking. Even if his words weren't aimed at Cardi, the timing makes it hard for fans to see it any other way. Social media thrives on narratives of jealousy, upgrades, and who's winning the breakup. And right now, Cardi is winning that public battle. Stefon Diggs finds himself in the spotlight by extension, showing how celebrity culture spills into sports and vice versa. He doesn't have to say a word. The story itself makes him look like the upgrade Offset denies. In the end, this isn't just about one baby announcement. It's about how fame, love, and ego collide in the public eye, and how the world eats it up. So there you have it, Cardi B stepping into a new chapter with Stefon Diggs, while Offset tries to hold his ground in the spotlight. What happens next could shake both music and sports. Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, share with a friend, and don't miss our next video. We've saved it for you.